Vincent! Wake up. Wake up! It's time.
What? What time?
The contractions are 5 minutes apart.
Oh! That time.
I called the birthing center. They're filling the tub. Now I'll call the midwife. You go get dressed. Vincent!
Come in.
Keys. Put on your shoe.
It's on.
Put it on all the way.
It's on.
Good. Excellent. 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
What?
I'm not a labor. It was drill.
Is it drill?
You know, fire drill, labor drill. You done good. Go back to sleep.
This is a preliminary hearing in the matter of Allison Riley. DCF has filed a petition alleging educational neglect against the parents of 11-year-old Allison Riley based on a long history of unexcused absences. Mr. Russell.
Your Honor, Allison Riley is absent from school for months at a time. Her parents claim to be homeschooling her, but they've never filed a letter of intent with the state. Also, both parents are ninth grade dropouts, so the state questions their ability to function adequately as homeschoolers.
Mr. Campbell?
As Your Honor knows, there are no state or federal standards for homeschooling.
And the letter of intent?
In the process of being filed, Your Honor.
Well, good.
The DCF filed the petition after several interviews with a Siobhan Riley, the older sister of the child in question. Your Honor, have you ever heard of the Wanderers?
The doo-wop group from the 50s?
Actually, Your Honor, I believe you're thinking about the Dion and the Belmont song, The Wanderer. The group I refer to is also known as the Able Wanderers. I've heard them referred to as the Able Rovers, Wayfarers.
I get the point.
They're gypsies, Your Honor. They travel around the country in RVs and pickup trucks and make their living doing so-called home repairs, which mostly consists of bilking old people out of their mattress money.
Your Honor, why doesn't Mr. Russell just burn a cross and be done with it?
Your Honor, we believe we can prove that this culture poses a danger to Allison Riley and that she should be removed immediately.
What kind of danger?
They're going to marry her off to Bad Mac. You have to do something.
Okay, Ms. Riley, you'll get your turn. I thought we were talking about an 11-year-old.
Your Honor, as Ms. Riley has explained to us, this type of marriage is customary, and this community has no regard for the law.
Your Honor, it's true. The Wanderers are an unusual community with their own culture and ingrained traditions.
Is statutory rape legal if you call it an ingrained tradition?
Okay, Mr. Russell, that's enough. Do you have any evidence to support these allegations?
We do have a couple of Ms. Riley's own home videos.
All right, that's a start. We'll begin the trial tomorrow morning, and the state will lead with the video evidence. That's all.
New World Order is holding a press conference on the courthouse stairs. The Illuminati are asking for you.
They're gonna have to wait until the CIA activates my brain implant. I'm sorry. My roommate is 9 months pregnant. We had a 3 a.m. dress rehearsal.
9 months and you never mention this?
No. We're not. She's married to somebody else. It's complicated.
I don't want to know. Look, you've been busting my chops for something worthy of your intellect. I might have it.
Before I kiss your feet, define might.
I don't know if you're going to want this.
Why? What is it?
The county just released new stats on kids who age out of foster care. They're pretty grim. Oh, You need to tell me if you have a conflict.
Yes, in my spare time, I recruit orphans and train them to be pickpockets. Why would I have a conflict?
Your mother, your sister.
Last time I checked, they were fans of the First Amendment.
All right. Be back soon.
Okay, Nettie. Open wide for some nasty-looking booger green stuff. Oh, what a good boy. Good.
You should see it when it comes out the other.
Okay.
Everybody, there's something that I need to bring up while we're all in one place.
Does it involve bodily functions?
It's about Christmas.
So, Peter, you're saying about baby poop?
No Christmas talk while we're eating.
We're not eating.
Well, we're leading up to eating.
What's wrong with Christmas?
I don't mind Christmas. I mind Christmas talk.
Yeah, who's gonna do what, with whom, at whose house, and whose nose is gonna be out of joint because it's not the way they want it.
This is exactly why we're such a mess every Christmas. You're all in denial about it until mid-December, and then it hits you like the Blitzkrieg. Christmas needs to be planned and orchestrated.
I'll be on the cleanup committee.
Does anyone really want a repeat of last year?
What happened last year?
Don't you remember? Christmas Eve, when we realized there was no cream cheese in the house?
Oh, yes. The infamous cream cheese crisis. I still have nightmares.
The fellows at the Quick Pick were nice. They gave us sugar cookies and free Slurpees, and we all had our blood pressure checked. It was fun.
Jillian wants us to have a family photo taken for this year's Christmas card.
I brought it up before, but nobody wanted to talk about it then either.
That's because it was July.
I'm thinking no.
Yeah, I think we might as well send out one of those "Our Family Can Beat Up Your Family" newsletters while we're at it. You're doing that too?
We realize that it's a little on the hokey side.
Peter, it's deep in the hokey end zone.
This is Ned's first Christmas, and we all want to show him off.
Then take him for a picture with Santa at the nicely decorated mall, and you can send a copy to the rest of us.
I thought this would be a good year to have a picture taken of the entire family.
Maybe Lisa and Dad could be in it too.
Maybe we can do that another year.
Yeah, like 12 years after I'm dead.
Vincent, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're lucky you're even here to be scoffing. Do you realize how thoroughly dead you could be right now? All of you should be ashamed. All the people in this world who would kill to have a nice family like this. And here's Jillian, who doesn't want to drag her son to the mall to get a Polaroid with some flea-bitten rent-a Santa. She wants a portrait that is worthy of this family that she is proud to belong to. You're all making her feel crappy about it. What is wrong with you people? I'm sorry. I'm just very pregnant.
Let's go.
All right. This is a mediation to modify the custody agreement. If you agree on these terms, the judge can sign off and you can avoid lawyers altogether.
Great, that's the idea.
Everything seems to be in order. We just need to talk about point 23. Mr. Holcomb has requested that a third party be appointed to transfer the child in question between households.
It's disruptive to my household when Jane comes to pick up or drop off Alexa.
Disruptive how?
Well, the dog barks and Suzanne gets upset, and it's just not good.
So I'm supposed to find someone else to pick up Alexa so your dog won't bark.
We have to assume that the dog would bark at any other third party.
Suzanne doesn't want to see Jane.
And Suzanne is?
The new Mrs. Holcomb.
We were married 3 months ago.
Coincidentally, at the same time, there started to be a problem.
Suzanne is sensitive about Jane, so it's better if they don't see each other.
So does this mean I should send a third party to soccer games and dance recitals?
Jane, be reasonable.
I'm unreasonable.
And you would agree to arrange for this third party?
Me? I'm not the one who walked out.
And I'm not the one who was having an affair with my aromatherapist.
She's a master-level technician.
They flew to Paraguay to have a Guarani shaman teach them how to cure herpes with purple apacho tea. He wouldn't even take me to Amish country to look at quilts.
Let's stay on the topic. Look, you're not going to find a judge who will sign off on a third-party transfer without a serious reason. So, as mediator, I'd say you're just going to have to live with this one, Mr. Holcomb.
Not a chance. Suzanne isn't going to change her mind about this. I guess we're going to court?
Fine.
No, not fine. Let's just go over this again.
Jody? Is that you?
Hi, Mrs. Gray.
You must be Jody's foster mother. I'm Maxine Gray with DCF. Jody and I are old friends.
Diane Clifton, nice to meet you.
How have you been?
My mom doesn't want me to live with her anymore.
Yes, I heard about that.
She thinks I shot Mark on purpose. She never believed me that he was doing the things I said.
Well, I always believed you.
We're here for the pre-trial hearing.
Oh, I see.
Jody, tell Mrs. Gray about the horses.
The Cliftons have horses. I ride Mars. He's a chestnut gelding with a white star.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Wear a helmet.
Mrs. Clifton. Jody, go on in and have a seat. First door on the right. Maxine, you can't talk to my client. She's on trial for the murder of her stepfather.
I know about that.
Then you know you're listed as a material witness.
Oh, really? Well, I appreciate the warning.
Someone should have contacted you by now. Is there a black hole at DCF where all the important phone calls and papers go?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Fortunately, I don't need to brush up on this case, and I am more than happy to do anything I can to help.
To help? I'm not calling you, Maxine. Prosecution is.
That's my sister Allison in the black dress.
I see. And, Ms. Riley, what exactly are we watching here?
It doesn't really have a name.
Does it have a purpose?
It's how the mothers market their daughters.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. You may continue, Ms. Riley.
They trade money for an arranged marriage.
The family pays someone to marry their daughter.
There's a lot of competition for a good husband.
And what did you hear about your parents regarding Allison?
I heard they were going to pay Bad Mac $150,000 to marry her.
You heard that from your parents?
No, I still talk to people on the inside.
Even though you're no longer a part of the community?
I'm shunned. When I married an outsider and left, my parents declared me dead. They don't even speak my name.
Your Honor, the Rileys love their daughter. She's the one who left. True, they're not happy with her choice of spouse, but that's a common enough condition.
And they deny that they intend to arrange a marriage for their 11-year-old?
Of course they do.
I'm not exactly drowning in evidence. But, I'd like a little bit more time to review this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Months after aging out of the system, 1/3 of the kids are on welfare. Half the girls are pregnant. 1/4 of the boys are in jail. It makes you wonder how much worse the crack mothers could have been.
But it's right for your article.
Yeah, this is one of the stories. You look at the research and you think, this is really horrible. This is great.
So where does the system break down?
Right from the start. I mean, the state yanks these kids out of some hellhole and bounces them around from one home to another. They got no educational continuity, no job skills, no plan for the future. Then at age 18, the state gives them $250 and says, hey, good luck. What a surprise. Most of them don't excel.
Well, this should be interesting.
What does that mean?
Here, Mom, sis, read this article where I say everything you do is worthless. Please note the intricate syntax.
I know you think that you have my family figured out based on the 10 whole minutes that you spent with them, but you're wrong.
Am I?
You're looking at them through this filter of John Bradshaw and Alice Miller books. You're signing each of them a role before you have any idea who they are.
Vincent, I see the way they treat you. You're supposed to be cute and fail in artistic and semi-respectable ways. The family screw-up is not supposed to write an article that says the noble social workers aren't any more productive than he is.
This is the story that I was given. If I start censoring myself because of my family, I might as well go back to shampooing colleagues.
I agree.
I just said I think it'll be interesting. Now, can we talk about something more interesting?
Is this something more interesting than me?
Yeah, me. And where I'm sleeping tonight.
Oh.
What?
You figured we'd just skip the annoying getting to know each other phase?
Can you think of a better way to get to know each other?
Can you tell me what this says?
Well, it looks like took the gin to the video horse. But probably isn't.
Perhaps it's took the gun to the victim's house.
It could be. I'm not sure.
Are your notes always this sketchy?
No. Only when I'm here by myself and a child wanders in covered with blood.
Did Jody tell you where she got the gun?
Isn't that in my sketchy notes?
When you testified that she should be returned to the home, had she
I testified that she should not be returned to the home. In lieu of your actually reading the case, let me tell you how it went. The mother requested Jody be returned to the home, citing her husband's rehabilitation and 14 months of sobriety. Meanwhile, there was substantial evidence that Jody had been sexually abused, which was never discussed, much less treated. I tried to convince the court that Jody would not be safe if returned to the home. The court was not convinced, and back she went. Which brings us up to what you do know.
She shot and killed her stepfather.
In self-defense.
Maxine, are you planning to be a hostile witness?
No more hostile than usual. I'd like to know how I got to be a witness for the prosecution.
You're the only person who can establish that the murder was premeditated.
Premeditated? As in she took the gun intending to shoot her stepfather the first time no one was looking.
That's what we intend to prove.
Because that's what we believe happened.
And what on earth are you hoping to accomplish?
We're hoping to establish that murdering your parents because you're unhappy is not okay with the state.
Unhappy? You make it sound as if she shot the man because he wouldn't raise her allowance. I was Jody's main advocate, and you cannot use me to make sure she gets the toughest sentence possible.
She told you she wanted to return to her home. She told you she killed her stepfather. She told you she stole the gun from her foster parents. That makes you a witness. Now you can show up on your own or with a subpoena and a police escort. Either way, you're on the stand for our side.
No, I am not going to spend my time trying to find someone to shuttle Alexa from your house so Muffy can pretend I don't exist.
Wait. Who is Muffy?
Muffy is what she calls any woman she doesn't like, which is any woman on the planet.
I just don't happen to like anorexic 28-year-olds who marry frumpy, balding, middle-aged dentists to avoid having a mortgage payment.
There was nothing wrong with my profession when you were the one living off of it.
You had more hair on your head then and less in your ears.
Excuse me, are you a vampire?
Okay.
You don't see a reflection when you look in the mirror?
Okay. Let's all calm down. We need to get back on track because you guys can have this particular conversation in the parking lot on your way home without me. Mr. Holcomb, since you're the one who has an issue with the transfer, wouldn't it be reasonable if you just drove Alexa back and forth between the two homes?
Always?
Yes, always.
Well, what's fair about that?
What's fair about dumping your wife for an earth muffin with a face full of collagen? And what is with that anyway? Screw Western medicine until I need bee-stung lips?
You should talk. You got more fake parts than Inspector Gadget.
I just read this article you left on the counter. You're not seriously going to turn this in, are you? I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had company.
You must be Donna.
And you must be...
Carol, Donna.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Let's step in the other room. What's wrong with the article?
Are you loopy? What about your mother and Judge Gray?
What about them?
Foster care is at best a noble failure. At worst, it's an insidious lie, a life raft tied to an ink timer.
I know what it says.
But what's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing or nothing you want me to know about?
Donna is commenting on my article.
The article itself or the potential fallout?
Well, I'm obviously out of line here. If Vincent wants to alienate his entire family, that's his business.
Vincent's way too old not to have already alienated his entire family.
Vincent is declaring this conversation over.
Good night.
Carol is going back to bed.
So, your mom left to get hamburgers, and you went to your room to lie down and rest?
Yes.
Did you lock the door?
It didn't have a lock.
Were you afraid?
No.
Really?
Mom said that Mark had changed. He was different.
Different how?
Oh, he wouldn't do what he'd done before.
What had he done before?
He came into my room and had sex with me.
Did this happen more than once?
It happened a lot.
But now, all of a sudden, you trusted him.
I wanted to.
Is that why you took the gun from your foster parents' house? Because you weren't sure you could trust him?
I just wanted to protect myself, if I had to.
But you were very eager to return to the house. Why were you looking forward to returning to a house where you felt like you needed a gun to protect yourself?
Oh, I just wanted to live with my mommy and my baby sister.
And you hoped it would be different?
Yes.
Well, if your stepfather were dead, that would certainly be different.
Objection.
Withdrawn.
I just wanted him to leave me alone.
I understand that. So you stole a gun from your foster parents, and you went home, and you went to your room, and you didn't lock your door.
Objection.
You didn't warn your stepfather to keep away from you. You just got your gun, and you waited for him.
No.
Oh, it was like a fairy tale, wasn't it? You wanted to live happily ever after, and the evil stepfather needed to be dead. Isn't that true?
Objection.
Sustained.
No, it's not true. It's not.
Backpack.
I know.
Lunchbox. An enormous science project.
Astronomy.
What's that on your hand?
I heart Josh.
Who's Josh?
Josh Buchanan.
I see. And you heart him?
He's my boyfriend.
He's your boyfriend?
Yep.
Well, wipe it off. No, you can heart Josh on your lunchbox or your math book. I don't want you writing on yourself.
Why not?
Well, because.
You don't have a reason, do you?
That's right. You just happen to be stuck with the meanest, most irrational mother on earth.
Lots of girls in my class have boyfriends. Kimmy's going with Prannoy.
Who are Kimmy and Prannoy?
My friends.
I don't know them. Are they in your class?
No, I met them in enrichment.
What's enrichment?
It's this new thing after recess. It's different stuff. This method's computers. We're learning how to make web pages.
Web pages? Oh, even I don't know how to make a web page.
That's okay, Mom. Nobody your age knows how to do anything cool.
Hey, you used to think I was pretty smart.
That was a long time ago. I was just a kid.
The first day's testimony was horrible. Jody told her story very well, all things considered. And then Ryan ripped her to shreds in cross-examination. More than likely, she appreciated my being there. She still thinks I'm on her side.
It's not your fault the prosecution called you. You just state the facts as you know them and trust the system to work.
The same system that threw her back to her pervert stepfather?
You have to admit, it does look like she went back there with the intention of killing her stepfather.
No. It looks like the system left her no other choice. And now we're going to yank her out of a home where she's happy and safe and stick her in Long Lane, teaching her one more time that help is an illusion and trust is for suckers.
That sounds very much like something I just read.
Here's what I have in front of me. A charge of educational neglect, which has been resolved. And a lot of rumors about what takes place behind the doors of a closed society. But I can't rule on rumors. I can only rule on evidence, and there isn't any. A videotape of little girls strutting around in big hair and lots of makeup and dancing provocatively is... It's not a sign of anything illegal. It's questionable judgment. And in my personal opinion, bad parenting. But if bad parenting were illegal, I'd have half the state on my docket right now. Ms. Riley, I want you to keep an eye on your sister. And if you ever have any tangible evidence of illegal activity, take it to the authorities right away.
Your Honor, I just want to thank you for not splitting up what's left of our family.
Well, don't thank me, Mrs. Riley. Because if I could rule on my gut instinct, this case would be ending very differently.
We could all wear something red so it would look good with the Christmas border, and I'll bring some extra touches.
I could rent a Santa suit, and you kids could all be elves.
It won't be too cutesy, I swear.
Except for the red sweater we bought for Socrates.
If you go near Socrates with doggy fashions, you'll have a black eye in the picture.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. Hello, Vincent.
Sorry I'm late.
It's okay.
You think we could put ice cream on the French bread and call it dessert?
Stick it in the freezer. We'll call it next week's French bread.
We were just talking about the family picture. Tomorrow night, here, 7 o'clock. Wear red.
So, anybody read my article?
Yeah, we read it.
What'd you think?
It was fine.
I didn't think it was fine. I thought it was a cheap shot.
Oh, come on, Peter. Vincent was just doing his job.
Why didn't you tell your editor you had a conflict of interest?
I don't believe I do.
Peter, it's not a big deal.
Why are you letting him off the hook? You don't care that he just wrote an article that says your entire lives are a waste of time?
Vincent had statistics. Statistics aren't subjective. I think it was a good article.
Glad you understand.
There are leftovers in the refrigerator.
If you don't have anything red, green would be fine too.
Mr. Holcomb, why can't the new Mrs. Holcomb just stay in the back of the house until this Mrs. Holcomb is gone?
It's not that Suzanne doesn't want to see her. She just doesn't want Jane at the house.
I have lived in that house for 11 years. It is already well infested with my cooties.
Well, that's part of the problem. You see, Suzanne feels like she doesn't even have her own house. And I can't afford to move right now. That's why she has this thing about the dog.
What thing about the dog?
Suzanne doesn't want Jane to see the dog.
I've seen the damn dog.
She doesn't want you to see him anymore.
Why not?
Because the dog is a symbol, okay? I know you'll think it's stupid. I don't want to hear it.
What's the dog a symbol of?
The future. Suzanne says that everything around her has to do with the past. My past. So she bought the dog as a symbol of the future.
You have got to be kidding.
Let's let him finish. So, Suzanne doesn't want your ex-wife to see the dog because...
It diminishes the symbol.
Do you see?
Let's stay on the solution. Mr. Holcomb, what would solve your problem in terms of the dog?
Keep her away from it.
Mrs. Holcomb, would you agree to stay away from the dog?
I don't go looking for the dog. What if it approaches me? Do I run away? Eek, it's the dog of the future.
She doesn't want to solve this. We need to go to court and make a judge order her to cooperate.
No, we don't need to go to court for that. I can get a judge to sign a restraining order.
You're going to get a restraining order against me?
Yes.
You're joking. On behalf of what?
The dog of the future.
So, Mrs. Pruitt, Jody never mentioned any sexual abuse to you?
No. Mark hit her once, back when he was drinking. That's why she was taken from our house.
What was Jody's relationship with her stepfather up until then?
Mark was very patient with her. Jody could be very difficult.
Had you ever known Jody to be violent?
She has a temper. She used to slam doors, throw things. But I had no idea.
After Jody shot and killed your husband, did you request that DCF remove her from your home?
Yes. I didn't see this coming at all. So now I'm afraid. How do I know she won't gun me down next? Or the baby? I don't want to sleep in my own house with the bedroom door locked so my daughter won't shoot me.
According to your notes, when you noticed the blood on Jody's shirt, you asked her what happened, correct?
If the notes say that.
And what was her reply?
I don't recall exactly.
We don't need the exact words.
I don't recall any approximate words.
But somehow you became aware that she had shot her stepfather.
Yes, somehow.
Did you ask her where she got the gun?
I don't recall.
Would you read the highlighted text from the notes you yourself jotted down after interviewing Jody that night?
I asked her... I'm not sure what the rest of that sentence says. Further down, it says, Jody said she... And then I wrote something that looks like took the gin to
Doesn't it say took the gun to the victim's house?
That's what you think it says. I honestly can't tell.
Your Honor.
I'll see the witness in my chambers.
I'm signing a TRO for a dog.
That's correct.
Did someone suggest a TRO for a dog?
Actually, that was my idea.
What is the dog of the future?
Don't.
I owe you for keeping this one out of my courtroom.
Yeah, well. So what happened to the Wanderers?
I guess I'll keep on wondering. How many rings of hell are there?
I think I want to poll the audience.
Just trying to figure out which one I'm in.
What are your qualifications?
Well, this is the first case I could do absolutely nothing about, even though I strongly suspected something should be done. My brother has turned into Carl Bernstein and has set out to single-handedly prove that what I do is pointless. And recently, Lauren informed me that she's wised up and realized I'm no longer smart or cool.
I'd say it's about the fifth ring, teetering on the sixth.
I mean, whatever happened to families? Why are we negotiating about whether or not an ex-wife can look at the blended family's dog? And why is Lauren taking enrichment anyway? Whatever that is. What happened to math and science? I can enrich my own child. Has the whole world lost its mind?
Industrialization.
What?
Ever since we brought the kids in from the fields, no one's known what to do with them. Families, as we think of them, are a pretty modern concept.
How can you be so detached and philosophical?
My daughter still thinks I'm cool.
All right, Maxine, what the hell's going on?
What do you mean?
What's with the sudden onset of Alzheimer's?
I don't know how to make myself remember things that I don't remember.
Maxine, I've known you 20 years and you've never forgotten anything in your life.
That was before.
Before what? What's this?
A letter from my doctor and some medical reports.
Maxine.
Henry, in the interest of full disclosure, you need to know about this. A while back, I was trying to move an armoire by myself, and it tipped over and bonked me on the head. I found myself unable to remember things. I even forgot how to read for a while. The doctor who ran my CAT scan said that I might continue to have sporadic memory problems.
Don't think for a minute that I don't know what you're doing.
I'm sure my doctor would be very happy to come in and testify.
And why didn't you happen to mention any of this in the pretrial hearing?
I guess I forgot.
Okay, this looks perfect. Everyone needs to look happy or a little less miserable.
I'm not good at looking happy on cue.
I'm happy.
I'd be happy, but I had a lousy day at my worthless job.
See, I knew you were mad.
I'm not mad.
Yes, you are.
Why are you mad, Mommy?
I'm upset for the same reason that Uncle Vincent would be if I told him that his job was worthless.
I never said that anybody's job was worthless. I said statistics argue that the system is extremely flawed. Am I supposed to keep that a secret because you're related to me?
Guys, can we do this after the picture?
Tell me one thing I said that wasn't true.
Everything you said is true. You did a terrific job of telling one side of the story.
Maybe you're not upset about the article. Maybe you're upset because I've strayed from my assigned role as a lovable family failure.
What kind of a psychobabble BS is that? I have always been supportive of you.
All right, you two. Can we get the happiness over with?
Mother, why are you pretending this doesn't bother you?
Would you have been upset about the article if somebody else had written it?
It's not the article, Vincent. It's you. You took your sexy one-sided statistics and you wrote your exploitive article to further your own career. You're like every other slimy, myopic journalist.
Amy.
You didn't even tell me you were writing it. You didn't ask me how I felt about anything, like how it feels to commit a child to DCF when I know those statistics better than you do.
I wasn't supposed to be writing about how you feel.
Well, it's a good thing, because you obviously don't give a damn.
Okay, everyone just shut up for 1 minute and smile.
All right. Good. But let's get a couple more in case.
Oh, I think that was great.
Really, really, really good.
Hi. Remember me?
Of course, you're Antonio Banderas. But I thought we were meeting at the restaurant.
Great. A 6-month-old bump on the head, Maxine?
Well, if it's any consolation, it only made the difference in Jody spending 2 years at Long Lane instead of 4.
Which makes me wonder why you'd risk perjuring yourself.
2 years will make a difference in whether she's 2 years bitter or 4 years bitter, which could make all the difference in the world. And Jody was spared the label of murderer, which is sometimes problematic on a college application.
So you think you were justified in lying?
I didn't lie. I fudged. I fudged for the greater good. Sean, someday, when you've been doing this job as long as I have, you'll understand that the only way to stay sane is to find ways to maneuver within the system. Unfortunately, I'll be long dead by then and won't get the satisfaction of saying I told you so.
You're Amy.
Yes.
I'm Carol. Right. I think I met you at my house, or at my mom's house one time. Well, I haven't met you since I've been sleeping with your brother. No. I mean, yes. Yes, that's true. Is he around? He's in the shower. Because we kind of had a fight earlier, I just wanted to apologize. It was dumb. I was a jerk. It was about his article.
So do you want to come in and wait?
Yeah, I guess I will. You know what? I'm imposing. I shouldn't be here. So I'll go.
You sure?
Yeah. Just tell him I'll call him later. It's nice to meet you again.
You too.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
talking to somebody?
Your sister.
Amy? She's here?
She left. She said she would talk to you later. I brought chocolate chip cookies. Want one?
They're taking me to Long Lane.
Yes, I know.
Is it bad there? I've heard stories.
You'll be okay.
Do you think my mom will come visit me?
I don't know.
She can't stay mad forever, can she?
Most people don't. I'll come see you when I can, and I'm sure that the Cliftons will too. I want you to know I'm not going to let you go through this alone.
Will someone tell my mom where I am? In case she wants to come visit?
I'll do that.
And will you give her this? It's a picture of me. So she won't forget. And she can show it to my baby sister. Do you think she will?
Yes, I do.
Time to go.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, detectives search for suspects in a murder case. Don't miss Law and Order, next on TNT.